So the Carol Burnett Award goes to true legends in television. And the Prom fame, the gay director Ryan Murphy is certainly one of those. Murphy will become just the 4th ever recipient of the Golden Globes Carol Burnett Award at this year's ceremony on January 10th. The award honors someone based on their body of work and the lasting impact that their television career achievements have had on both the industry and audiences. The first Carol Burnett Award was given to Burnett herself at the 2019 ceremony. Remember the ear twitching and all that, right? Yes. Since then, Ellen DeGeneres won it, and Norman Lear have also won the award. The Golden Globe nominations were announced recently with queer nominees including Aubrey Plaza, Emma D'Arcy, Hannah Einbinder, I'm sorry if I got that name wrong, Jeremy Pope, and Niecy Nash. I love Niecy Nash. Yes. Love her and her beautiful wife. This Christmas is truly proudly queer. Question number 1 with a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. Ryan Murphy is perfect for Golden Globe's Carol Burnett Award.
Yes. I agree with that.
Here, here.
Although it is weird to give yourself an award. Did Carol Burnett give herself the award, or it was named after her?
It was named after her, and she was the first, person to get it.
Just like Michael Jackson for the Grammys when they did it for him.
But you know, I will agree though. When I did the research, nothing against Ryan Murphy and his body of work. I mean, American Horror Story,
or his body,
or that too. But what I love, when I first thought about it, Carol Burnett was such a comedic superstar, an actress, a singer. The whole comedy that she could do, that slapstick. And so I'm thinking, okay, we should find someone that could do all of that and stand out. And so when I looked up, I was like, well, that's not Ellen. But then Ellen did make a difference in her show, to the masses, Norman Lear, all his shows. And so after that research, I saw how Ryan Murphy
Yes, because we forget all the stuff that he's done. Think back when we first saw Glee. Remember when we first saw Glee, we were like, queer.
But before Glee, he did Nip Tuck.
Nip Tuck too.
Early 2000s.
And Nip Tuck was so well written. Dahmer. He's done Dahmer. And he got 4 nominees for that at his Golden Globes.
He's literally changed modern, I would say 21st century television.
Oh, absolutely.
If you really look at his body of work, it's a lot of followers now. He set the trend. I mean, American Horror Story, when it first, we all remember when it first came out, people were like, what is this? Right. Now it's a cultural touchstone every time it comes out. And this newest season, where he just laid it to bear and put the queer community out there and just said, well, take it, right?
Well, it's not only that, everything he touches turns to gold. And even the actors, everybody he brings wins an Emmy, essentially, at the end of the year. It's insane.
It's true, but with American Horror Story, I think that they had to give us 4 amazing seasons for him to be as queer as he was in this last one, because it was just we're gay, this is what's going on, it's during the 80s, this is what it is.
Yep. Let's not forget Pose.
But the only thing I'm going to say, everything was educational, even down to the witches and the whole, the mixing of the races and how he brought that Angela Bassett and the people that he brings that don't often do TV, that come in and then outshine, and that career goes to the next level.
Yep. He also did Ratched. Did you guys see that? Right, about Nurse Ratched. That was awesome.
And Eat, Pray, Love.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah.
Also.
Did he do Eat, Pray, Love?
Yes.
He did.
Wow.
He did.
The thing that I like about him, though, is that, especially with Angela Bassett, is that he started making television a vehicle, a proper vehicle. I mean, most of us are old enough to remember that when a movie star moved to television, that's because their career was over.
Yeah.
Now, because of a lot of the things he produced, it became a thing where it's yes, I have an Oscar, I'm going to go do Ryan Murphy stuff. Right? Absolutely. And it wasn't oh, I'm sorry. It's no, I'm going to go win an Emmy now because this is well written. And I think that part of this is that's the changing landscape that he helped shift. It was a few different shows that came along, like Damages with Glenn Close, but it wasn't a lot of them, but they started making this world where it was television's okay now, you guys. Anybody can come to television and still maintain your movie career and still have cred, which was not there prior to.
And not to shit on his thought process either, but he kind of migrates and he moves around with the same people.
Oh, sure.
A lot of the same actors are in a lot of his same shows.
Well, and I don't think he moves around. I think he gives them the opportunity to shine, John. Think about Billy Porter. People think that Billy Porter just overnight success. No, bitch. That guy has been working for 20 plus years in his industry.
An R&B superstar.
Yep.
You would have never known. Never known had you really
then
gone
Broadway, and then he does American Horror Story, and then Ryan is we got to use him for something else.
Exactly.
Let's put him on Pose. Only the biggest LGBTQ plus show ever to date now.
No one else could have been Pray Tell.
No.
Ryan Murphy also, there is a consistent theme of him also bringing kink to the front too, which I appreciate just as much as the gay themes and letting people be open and talk about it, because the more we love ourselves and those parts, I think the more we love other people.
And the more we understand,
Yeah.
right? Because in the New American Horror Story, it really did hit on more bondage, kink, stuff
Yeah,
like
but was
that.
it in a positive light? Do you guys think? Did you take that as in like? This is an opportunity for people to explore these types of.
Well, I mean,
these
the guy
kinks.
was killing people. So
No, I mean,
Yeah, that's my point.
He's
That's my
kind of in the
point.
villain category, but it's out there, and
it's
it at
real.
least becomes a discussion.
Yeah.
And something that people can talk about. I mean, growing up, we tend not to see ourselves at all. Any
Yeah.
good version, any bad version, anything. He's totally changed that for generations.
And it's also when you definitely, especially talk about the kink conversation, you always have to talk about non-negotiables. There has to be a conversation. And so if you see what not to do, then you know when you have that negotiation, this is where we're not going because this is where I saw could go left.
This
And
is
so
not enthusiastic
This is what
consent.
we're not
Yes.
going to do.
It's
This is
definitely
where
a
I want to
teaching
go.
moment.
Yeah.
And it's
Definitely a
everything
teaching
about
moment.
teaching, and that's his whole body work is all about teaching. The nurse. How can you make a whole medical series interesting? And like, okay, maybe I will trust my doctors, or maybe I won't trust Nurse Ratched. But at the same time, again, New Orleans, if you don't really understand the body of work and the history of New Orleans, you get it through
watch it.
through Prom, that whole cover thing. So it's amazing what he gets done. And so then, as I said, do that research. Cheers to Ryan Murphy.
And
Well,
he
here,
respected.
here.
Yeah, he
I
respects.
think-
He respected New York. He respected New Orleans, like you said. You
And
know,
he's become such a household name now that, like, for instance, when The Watcher started, I watched it only because
It
he
was
was
Ryan
part
Murphy.
of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
That-
100%.
And now
Yeah,
that's
that makes
become the
sense.
decision
And how many
maker.
queer creators are like that? There's
Right.
not
Yep.
many in this
Right.
world.
No.
And to Manny's point, I think people are like, oh, Ryan Murphy's doing something. I want in.
I wanna
I
watch
want
it.
in.
I wanna-
Or I
I
want to see
kinda wanna
watch it. And I
how
wanna
he's
see
going
it.
to fit the LGBTQ plus community in this film
Right.
or whatever.
I
right?
I just
If
don't
he's always
know.
gonna
I just
put
don't know
something-
how he does it. He has to have a team, because once you get so much is going on, it's your fingerprint kind of starts to blur, and it's no longer yours.
Like Shonda Rhimes.
It's too much. Yeah, like there's too much
Right?
going on.
But I think what happens is, especially in the creator community, right? You basically start essentially making your own profits, right?
Yeah.
So the people that are under you that go to do these things that you're producing, your finger's still there, but your advocates and your profits are the ones that are directing it, the ones that are doing that. And I think to a lot of extent, that's what happens to this bigger world, right? Especially the creator community.
Yeah.
Because now, because of all the avenues, I mean, good gracious, how many streaming networks are there? How many television
Too
networks
much
are
to
there?
watch.
I know.
It's impossible for any one creator to do all. Like, think about Norman Lear, right? He could do it because we only had 3 networks, right? So
Yeah.
sure, he could make 9 television shows because there was only 3 networks. But now you have to create that. But I think that him creating that and giving voice very much to a lot of queer people and people of color, he's giving them now the fire to go and make their own start.
Yeah.
And so they have that credential now. Like, I did this with him.
Yep.
Take my projects now too.
The start
true.
of evolution. The start of evolution.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of like the activism too, because Carol Burnett, Ellen DeGeneres, I just think of activism, and they deserve an award.
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of plays into his
It
activism
does.
part.
It does.
Yeah.
We'll be watching the Golden Globes, and I know for a fact that he's going to win a bunch of other awards for shows,
Oh, yeah.
including the Carol Burnett
That
Award.
Dahmer's
Me next.
That
Me
Dahmer's
next,
going to win
obviously.
everything.
Because it's
Stupid
a
Dahmer.
Write that down.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.